This is FKU Africa Podcast. You listening to Maneza F8.
Oh yeah. Welcome to FKU Africa Podcast. This is your host Maneza F8 coming to you. Yeah, in Worcester, still around Worcester, man. Surrounded by farms and a lot of white people around here, and a lot of brothers and sisters. We just be chilling. Know what I'm saying? So yes, we are celebrating Africa Day. So the topic of today is all about is that really worth it to be celebrating Africa Day after so many years it has been in existence and being useless. You know what I'm saying? So now it's all about making sure that we actually lay out what is going on around Africa and uh, during all that, what has been the significance of this African Union that we are celebrating? Because basically the Africa Day is the formation of African Union, which then was the Organization for African Unity that was formed around 1963 in Addis Ababa, I should think. So yes, it was formed by the likes of Kwame Nkrumah, King Selassie, Julius Nyerere, Kenyatta, Patrice Lumumba. All those people were around then, were busy in the formation of African Union. So during all that, we are now so many years after that was from 1963, 25 of May up until now. Nothing has changed. Nothing of significance we can point and say because of this organization or this African Union, this is what we can point to. All we can point is the organizations that attach to it that are useless, like African Disease Center for Disease, which was formed as a baby of uh, AU, but that is useless because it has been proven throughout this COVID-19 because in many African countries we're not even testing. There's no unity, there's no working together and make sure that we're all in the same place, in the same pace in terms of testing and rolling out these vaccines who are busy now being rolled out. But that was not the issue when it comes to Africa and other resources that were supposed to be rolled out to people to make sure that they are all covered. We are just lucky because we are immune at most to this COVID-19. Otherwise, if it wasn't for that, we would be dead by huge numbers. We are only now getting to the numbers that many small countries that we're getting to throughout the whole Africa, throughout this a billion and something of people in Africa are being compared to countries like Italy when it comes to numbers, countries like Brazil when it comes to numbers. Uh, but we are so many as Africans, but which means that at least we are lucky because our body is at least stronger enough to resist or contain the flu, this COVID-19 flu. So if it wasn't for that, we would be like dying like ants. You know what I'm saying? So during all that, we do have these organizations. It's doing nothing. during the time that Muammar Gaddafi was attacked time and time again, that those attacks that were leading up to his death, uh, uh, around that time of November where he died, these attacks started way before, a year before he died. No, none of the African leaders were intervening, not even a little bit of help that was supposed to be done to make sure that a state of that nature is not going into shit like it is now. None of them were intervening and make sure that another president, who was the former president of the same organization, is being protected. Instead, those leaders would just watch and, and observe America and Europe sending NATO soldiers to aid and assist those rebels with arms and with flying strikes and all these kind of things, and assist them to defeat the army of the state of Libya. They watch while Europe and America sending out letters, warrants of arrest for Mugabe to go to the international court for crimes that he had been allegedly be committed for what was explained as he was defending himself against those rebels who were attacking the state resources, who were committing treason in the country. None of the African leaders were intervening throughout those things. It's said now what it is in Libya, a country that was flourishing, was on top of the chain when it comes to a financial growth, a person per capita when it comes uh, to money, growth, and GDP and education, and all these things were flourishing in Libya. Libya was like uh, the capital town of Africa when it comes to. Everyone was looking up to what was happening in there because Libya was in control of their own resources and they were flourishing through that. These countries have tried many times to bring Muammar Gaddafi down, but they failed a lot of times. But this time around, he was getting old. He was not uh, uh, tactical enough as he used to be, protecting himself, getting rid of all these people who are trying to rebel against him. Imagine someone of that age ruling in a country with races over 150 of different tribes. He was leading in there and making sure they are all speaking the same language and they are all abide to the same rules, and they are getting rid of all negative influences from the West. Alcohol, gambling, and all those things were banned when he took over. See what I'm saying? So a guy like that who was making sure that Africa stays together, he was fighting a lot of uh, fights and a lot of initiatives to make sure that Africa is being united to one Africa and be ruled by one government. But through all that, he was seen as a threat and made sure, and all of those people that saw him as a threat made sure that he's not living another day to realize those dreams that he have to make sure that Africa is one. And that organization that we are celebrating today, the African Union, was there. It was there throughout all those things, but they've never, not even a bit, intervene and make sure that the Mugabe, Gaddafi is being protected and is being taken care of. No, they they rather sit and enjoy money Now, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago from now, today is the 28th of May that I'm recording this video in the celebration of African Union. 2 weeks ago, there was a report for a possible coup in Mali. There was a coup that was brewing there, and it was being said that African leaders are supposed to send soldiers in there. They were supposed to send soldiers in there to make sure that that president is being protected. But that was not happening. They didn't send anything. They didn't even send delegations to go and talk to those people who are rebelling against the government. Yesterday, or a day before yesterday, we saw a video of a president of Mali resigning. We saw a president of Mali resigning, and he was resigning to all posts that he was involved in. So as you can see now, watching a whole president was in detention, in a army-based detention. While he's in that detention, these people are setting the town on fire, are setting the town and the government buildings on fire, making sure that there's nothing else to see. So through all that, we saw as you can listen to this woman.
Les enfants, ou pour donc on est là pour défendre les intérêts des enfants. L'avenir appartient à la jeunesse. Donc même elle bombe atomique, c'est la jeunesse là. Donc on est mobilisé, on est motivé. Nous ne peut nous arrêter.
So as you can see, people are really hurt. People are mostly happy that the president is going for his wrongdoings or for not providing them with whatever they wanted. But it doesn't mean that a life of a president must just be taken so lightly. And you see a president being escorted by military and just resign. This is not how we should rule. This is not how we should rule. This is not how Africa is going to go forward. We need structures in Africa. We need people who are who's got visions. People who know what they want, and people who know what need to be happening in Africa, because some of our presidents they are in the pockets of countries like China, America. They are rolling out all the resources. They are rolling them out to them. Presidents who were tight, presidents who were firm in ruling, they are just dying suspiciously. They are just dying just like that. And we are watching these things happening. And we think that Africa is ready to compete with countries like America. America is probably laughing at us. We are a continent, for God's sake, and America is just a country. We are a continent, but we cannot even speak in one language, in making sure that we agree that this is how we should be doing things, because this organization that we are celebrating today is the organization that is supposed to be laying structures, making sure that Africa is not being exploited as it is today in public and everyone seeing. Woods, trees that we are planting in Africa, or trees that are growing natural in Africa, being cut down, are being sent to Armanas, are being sent to Drapo, to the big ships who are going to China to make those beautiful furniture that are being sent to us to buy. Whereas we can do those things. Ask me, why are we not doing it? Why our government sees that we have so much hunger and so much lack of job opportunities, not creating those opportunities for people, opening up big farms or industrial areas to make sure that those woods who are being sent to China are being sent to those places for people to work and turn them into furniture. Why are we not doing that in Africa, in Burundi, in Cameroon? We see loads of trucks with woods who are going out to China. China is extracting everything they want all around Africa, and no one is doing anything, and no one is saying anything about those things. It is just sad, man. It is really sad. It's these things that are not supposed to be happening. These things are not supposed to be happening for real, for real, for real. Are not supposed to be happening. But yes, they are happening, and I can't say there's nothing we can do about them. There is something we can do about them, but we're not doing anything. It's just said just like that. We're not doing anything just like that. And we're supposed to be doing something, making sure that we are taking care of our own before we send the whatever resources we have: oil, gold, diamond, platinum, woods, or whatever we have. We have a lot of different kinds of resources here in Africa, but we're sending them away. That organization that we're celebrating today is doing anything, is doing nothing about those kind of situations which were supposed to be dealt in by them, but are not being dealt with. So is that the day, Africa Day, that we should be celebrating? What are we really celebrating? Is it worth it being celebrated? Why are we celebrating Africa Day? What kind of significance that has it came with over the years, other than a lot of corruption? The same Africa Day is its headquarters is being it has been designed and be wired by China. China designed it and built them nice and renovated their headquarters and wired their internet cables and everything. Don't you think that all that information lands up in China? And as us as Africans, what is the problem with us as Africans? Why can't we just come together and embrace each other as Africans, like all other nations who are working together, making sure that they are building their own, like Jew people, they are making sure that they have their own community, Jew community. Chinese, when they come to countries like South Africa, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, they got their own little community that they collect money and do things together. Arabs are doing the same. They are running all the spaza shops around here in South Africa. They are collecting money and making sure that they're making their own businesses and collect that money and send it back to their own government. But us as Africans, cannot work together because we are in competition to ourselves. Everyone wants to be on top. everyone wants to be on top. It's not even a matter of racism. It's not even a matter of being indoctrinated by the slavery. This is just in us as Africans. We are so much individualist. We are so much guided by groups, and we cannot understand or allow other Africans from the places that we are not familiar with to be part of the groups that we are so involved in. Not even Africans from other African countries. In the same country, you will be coming from the rural areas. You will be coming from the rural areas, and you will be meeting the guys in the city, and they will discriminate against you. They will be calling you Iparu or Ngobia or Mambara, all these kind of words that they will be calling you. You'll be feeling down because of those guys, because these kind of discriminations are part of us as Africans. Before we can succeed, we need to learn to work together and getting rid of all those negativities on people who are Africans that we don't know and understand. We must try to know them and understand them, because the same people who are coming from the rural areas, when they come in the cities, the first few months or first year will be a misery for them. But if that one person or those people who are skilled in something that they see that they can benefit from, those people who are already in the city, they will embrace them and grow to love them. They will embrace them and grow to love them. It's the same as uh, people from other African countries. Why do we need them to prove themselves by doing something for us, or doing something that is we cannot do for us? Then we can start to embrace and make them friends. Like if they are teaching you how to mechanic your car, or teaching you how to fix your water or whatever, then you will start befriending them because they are helping you. But why do we have to go wait and until someone has to do all those kind of things? Why should they need to prove themselves? Why can't you give them benefit of a doubt, as you do when it comes to white people, as you do when it comes to Chinese people that you work for? Yo, man, let me just not waste any time. For me, I didn't, and I will not celebrate Africa Day, but I will recognize it for the sake of those people who had that vision, that had made sure that they are starting this organization. They didn't start this organization for whatever is going on now. They started with the good intentions. So I'll celebrate those people and their intentions, but I will not take part on whatever is going on now. I will not display this mediocrity that is going on now, playing Mickey Mouse and making fun of us, and going around celebrating whatever these white people are doing, and call it a celebration of Africa Day. No, I will not take part in that. African Union is useless, and it has shown that is useless, and it has been useless for many years. It hasn't done anything significant for us as black people for so many years. It has been in power for so many years, more than 50 years, and it has done nothing for us as as black people. So I will not be celebrating any Africa Day. I don't need to. I thank you. Fikiria kwa undani, tuku. You know what to do if you're not feeling good and not feeling well. You need to take those 3 deep breaths and tell yourself that you are good, you're going to be fine. Keep that smile. That smile will trigger good emotions in your heart and remove all the bad negativity that is happening.